Sustain My Craft Habit. I have not been here live on our YouTube channel in quite a while, and it's kind of funny because I'm live every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern on our Facebook page, and then throughout the week I think, okay, I'm gonna come live here on YouTube, and just life gets in the way. So while I'm all dressed up and have projects in progress, I wanted to pop on and continue. I'm going to show you a few of the pieces I've been working on recently, and let me know where you're watching from. I'm outside of Toronto in Canada, and I craft here at Sustain My Craft Habit with my sister Sonia, who lives about 2.5 hours away. But when we see each other, we craft together sometimes. And let me just see if I can see the chat. There we go. Hopefully it's going. Okay, so I'll show you a couple things that I was working on the live before. We do, as you know, a lot of upcycling here at Sustain My Craft Habit, and just so that I know that I'm seeing the chat. You know, it's a new platform for me, so I'm not sure. But I picked up these wooden eggs from the Value Village, and I originally had thought to decoupage them, to put them in a little platter, but then the idea came to make them into little chicks. So on our live just previous to this, this is what I made with these 3 chicks, and I think they're so cute. I just used a paint pen, an acrylic paint pen, added eyes and a little beak, and then some polka dots onto the black one there. So I wanted, though, what we ran out of time was to decoupage one of them with this pretty napkin. So we can work on this part now. And it was a tie-up on the lives. I like to ask our viewers to vote on which napkins I should use, and it was a toss-up between this daisy napkin for the upcycled little platter and this one here. So the idea was, let's use that one there and then see if we can incorporate this one onto an egg. Let's try to get some of this Mod Podge to separate the plies of the napkin. I like to put a little bit until it gets kind of tacky, sticky, and then you can just pinch the napkin, and it makes it much easier to separate than trying to pick at the plies to get them apart. I waited too long now, but I think I got it. And there we go. What is this part? Chat. There we go. Learn how to do this one. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not seeing. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, now the comments are starting to come up. Hello, how are you? Okay. So we will use parts of the napkin that I think are really cute. I mean, they're all quite pretty, but let's just try to separate out a couple little sections, which will make it easier to decoupage onto our little egg. So I like the little birds. We'll of course have to use them, but let me just take out this little part. And you can just use a bit of water to help trace around your design, and then tear it, and you get a nice frayed edge that'll be really easy to decoupage on to our surface. You don't have to use a water pen. If you just have a paintbrush with some water, that works as well. So what is everybody up to on this Friday night? We usually have a movie night, and I think my son has picked out a movie for us to watch. So that'll be fun. Okay, and then we'll just get a little, oh, we don't want to decoupage that one, we want to do this one. We'll get a little bit of Mod Podge going. Just going to put it over here. And a brush. My favorite way to do the decoupage is on a flat surface with the iron-on method, but that's a little bit tricky to do on a rounded surface like this. So we're just going to take a little bit of Mod Podge, put a light coat on, and then press our napkin onto there. That's it. Sometimes it helps to cut like a little slit. I think I need a bit more glue here. There we go. That's going to be so pretty with this floral napkin. Let's do another section. I actually kind of like leaving the top part white, but let's see, how does this, we'll put the little bird piece on there. So cute. There we go. And then, let's see, what do we do with this top part? Just keep going. Placing it in there. I'm going to cut a little piece there or rip it. There we go. What type of crafts do you like to do? Have you tried decoupage? One of my girls is playing the piano upstairs. Hey, you found me. I was wondering if I was here on my own. Perfect. So we've got our sweet little egg. I think I'm going to leave these parts that are white, or we could put another napkin on there. Oh, hi Claudia. You will do some with the grandkids. You're welcome. This is fun. You can use, even if these are little wood eggs that I found at the thrift store, but you could, I've done it with the plastic eggs as well. It works really, really well, especially if you're doing it with the little ones. Thank you for saying hi. Maybe I will put this other little piece on here. Why not? Cut it out. Now for the ones that are black, I would obviously paint them white first. So if you are using the plastic Easter eggs, you might want to consider painting a coat of white over there. You saw someone's, really? I was wondering where you would find these wooden eggs, because I don't think it's something, I mean, they're solid wood. So I'm just curious where they would have come from. I don't think it's a dollar store kind of thing. Maybe from like Home Goods or Home Sense for us here in Canada. But I got the 6 of them, no, 7. There were 3 white ones, 2 or 3 black ones, and then a natural colored one. Just see if I can get the bottom part off. Beautiful. I know. So pretty. So these ones, for those if you didn't see them, instead of decoupaging on them, I just put little faces on them. So we have like little chicks. We've got little chicks, and then this one on the back is decoupaged. So pretty. So I have, like I said, I think 3 more, and I will, I think, continue with the decoupage with that same napkin because it's so pretty. It has so many different little sections that we can use and do the other eggs. And I do think one of them fell down, one more black one. So that was a pretty good find for $3.99 at the Value Village, I think. And we did that one. Okay, and then the other one that I wanted to finish is this one with the Mod Podge image transfer. So I started it on my Facebook Live earlier, and if you can see behind me, I did this project on a canvas. So I'm working towards, and hopefully to post it tomorrow or on Sunday, probably likely Sunday because there's still a bit of editing to do, but a video with 5 canvas project ideas, especially for beginners. And one of them is this Mod Podge image transfer method. So I'm just trying to finish these projects. And if you haven't, I had done it already once with a print that I printed on my inkjet printer at home. And it worked okay, but recently we got a laser printer at home, and my husband finally filled the ink cartridge or the laser cartridges. So I said, okay, I want to try to redo it and see if it'll be any better or worse with a laser jet. I know, look, this is coming along. So you have to basically coat your paper with the print on the printed side with Mod Podge, and then place it face down onto the surface that you want to work on. So for me, it happens to be this canvas, and let that dry, ideally like overnight. And then you wet it like we just did and rub the paper fibers off, and look how beautiful. I just sort of missed a couple spots with the hi Baka, with the Mod Podge, so it ripped off on me over here. But it's really cool. It's wet right now, so I will dry it and then we'll do it one more time just to make sure we got all the fibers, and then we can put a coat of Mod Podge over top. But yeah, this one turned out, it definitely retained the original color that sort of came off with the inkjet version. Yeah, so that is really cool. Have you ever tried this technique before, the Mod Podge image transfer? We've done it as part of a project before. We have a craft box kit, and let me see if I still have it. Yeah, I do, up there with the black and white phrase, and it worked really well. With the colors though, it gets a little tricky, but the laser version is really, really good. So hi there, as you're joining on, I'm Jane from Sustain My Craft Habit. I haven't been live here on YouTube in quite a while, but I do typically craft live on Friday nights over on our Facebook page, and I just was kind of in the mood to keep going. You printed it first, then put it on canvas. Yeah, exactly. So I printed it out just on copy paper on my printer at home. This one happened to be on a laser printer. And then you have the printout with the picture side up. I'm looking for if I have another sheet of it. but with the printed side up. So pretend this is the paper with the print, and then I coated the paper with Mod Podge, just a nice coat, even coat of Mod Podge, and turned it over onto the canvas. So the piece of paper went face down onto this canvas that I got from the dollar store, and you kind of press it smooth and let it dry. And then over time, or like ideally overnight until it's fully dry, the ink from the paper, it's not ink, but that laser, whatever ink it is, kind of gets sucked into the Mod Podge. And now we get it wet. I wet it fully, and then I'm just rubbing the back of the paper. So I'm rubbing off the back side, and then it leaves the printed piece of it, but all the paper fibers get rubbed off. And you may have to do it kind of rub and then let it dry, and then you can see where there are more fibers to rub off. So it might take a couple times. But yeah, this is how you can do, you know, a photo or a phrase. It's just whatever you print is going to be flipped. So you want to keep that in mind. If you have a word, you have to print it backwards so that when you flip it over and put it face down, it's going to be the right way. So I hope that answered your question. But wow, look at this. I think, oh my goodness, that's amazing. I'll show you the other one that I did with my inkjet printer. Like I said, it's still a little wet, so I'm curious when it dries. I'll probably have to go over it one more time. But this is the same one that I did, so you can see it changed the color. This is closer to the original color of the printout. And then this is when I did it with the inkjet print versus the laser. So when I rub it off for here, because the ink is sort of in the paper, more of it rubs off, and I lost some of the tone, especially the teals, and this part kind of turned pink. I mean, it's still really pretty. I think it looks really cute. It almost looks like aged and more vintage. Oh, thank you, Manna. Thank you, Meneleth. So yeah, that's cool. It's very different. They look very, very different, but I think they're both beautiful. And this is the one, hopefully I won't knock everything down if I can get to it. This is the project that we had previously using jumbo craft sticks, and I used that same technique just with a printout. It was just black and white on the inkjet printer. So that's, you can see how the back side looks like, and you can put them together to make like a cute little sign like that for your home. It's nice for spring. I should put it somewhere out here more. But I think if I did it with the laser print now, then probably the black would be a deeper black and less gray. Yeah, exactly. This is on wood. So that's that technique on wood. Yep, it works as well on a painted surface, wood surface, canvas. So I hope you, I hope you give it a try. Very, very neat. I've done it even on I'm trying to remember, I think like a silver platter that I painted with a white chalky paint first and then put it over top of that. It didn't turn out great. I think it would have probably looked better with a laser print. But the more complicated it is in terms of colors, I really think I would stick with the laser print. So you can see it's drying. Let's see if we dry it a bit. And then probably just wet it one more time. As I can see down here, there's still a bit of it's cool. It feels like it's painted right on there or printed right directly onto the canvas. So that's it. When did you make that? I made this, I started it on the live earlier, back on the Facebook Live. And so about an hour ago, and look what you can make in an hour, something so pretty. I did because I think I didn't get enough Mod Podge down here on the bottom. It sort of pulled up. So just make sure you put enough all the way around and then leave it like ideally overnight or a few hours so that it can fully set and dry. But yeah, that's that project. And then I'll show you this one, which we did last week on our Facebook Live. But look how beautiful this one is. So this is a silver platter from the Value Village. Yeah, you can hang these on the wall, absolutely. Hang them on the wall or put them on a little stand. I have mine just kind of leaning up back here, my craft space. So that's that one. But this one is so pretty. It was, we painted it with a white chalky paint first, and then I decoupaged this napkin. This one is a paper napkin from Home Sense, and we decoupaged that on there, and then I glued a little bit of this rhinestone chain that I got from Amazon to help kind of cover those edges all the way around. And so really, really pretty. This one doesn't have a hanger, but you can build like a little hanger on here. I like to use this Gorilla Glue, and that's what I used to put the chain, glue the chain on there, and it works so, so well. So when I'm looking to create a hanger on a piece like this, I'll use this Gorilla Glue and maybe just a little bit of twine to create a loop. And then after a couple hours, it cures there and sets, and you can hang it up on the wall. So that's a nice way to display those silver platters. I get mine at the thrift store. They're pretty inexpensive, and there's a lot of them. So they're one of my favorite surfaces to craft with. Is it like stained glass? Which one? This one? I'm not sure what you mean. So which other one? I want to show you one more. This one. It's so cute. This one was also from, this was a wood board from the Value Village, and I actually kept, I was originally going to paint over this side, but then I was like, during the live, I thought, okay, we can just leave this one as it is and work on the other side. And so I decoupaged on this napkin. Let me see if I have it here. This one, which has hydrangeas and this peony. And then we made a little bunny on cardboard with chalk couture. So I'm not sure if you've used that one. It's like stained glass. Oh, the plate looks like stained glass. Yeah, I know, it's so pretty. And then just added these flowers, these tulips, and I didn't even glue them on. I just tucked them in there. I think I got them from Michael's, so that you can later, we can take it out and then maybe put some hydrangeas or other more seasonal sprigs. This bunny is very loosely pasted on here, so she can come off if we want to take her off. So that was another, it's one of my favorite ones that I've done for this Easter season so far. So there we go. Those are just some of the projects that we've been working on. Thank you for joining me. I know it was just a brief live, but I will hopefully get on here more often, just because it's a fun way to connect and craft together. So let me know if there's anything in particular, types of projects you like to see, like Dollar Tree stuff, upcycling projects, Cricut projects. I don't tend to do those live just because, I don't know, they can be kind of finicky sometimes, especially with the transfers. If they don't work, then it's not so fun to watch the amount of time that it can take to do those. But let me know if you guys want to see that. I'm game for that as well. Thank you so, so much. I hope to see you again soon, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, good night. I don't even know how to turn off my live on YouTube. Thank you. I hope to see you again soon. Is it Manilal? Thank you so much. You were my first YouTube live viewer in a very, very long time, so I appreciate you saying hi. Okay.